I asked my grandpa once if he's seen a ghost before. He let me sit on the couch and told me this story. He said when I was in high school we had a famous ghost story about a girl who roams our school library when she catches you alone. She would start appearing as a student and you would hear her footsteps knocking the tile floor as she walks and even the sound of books bumping the wood as she shelves them. She's beautiful, said in the story, and when you see her face something good happens to you, but it's not that easy to catch a gaze of her. One evening I overslept in the second floor of the library. That was around 6:30 p.m. as I remember, and the school completely closes on 8 p.m. To my surprise I was locked inside when I went down the library's first floor. When I woke up, I banged the door, went looking out the window shouting for help, but no one responded, and I could have jumped if I wasn't on the fourth floor. Later an hour it was growing dark. I heard footsteps closing towards me, and then books hitting a certain shelf. I was sitting on the floor leaning on the first shelf close to the window when I saw strands of black hair that flung 5 meters in the air, a back of a female student wearing the school uniform and the tip of her skirt that waved fading in the side of the shelf as if she made a quick turn when she saw me. I shouted wait, then I heard her footsteps going away fast. I saw her shoulders quickly went past the gap of the books from the opposite side of the shelf where I stood. I chased her running parallel to her pace, and when I thought I'd see her as we reached the end of the shelf she's there going in between the next shelves as if she skipped space. I ignored her weirdness and checked the door assuming she got in and opened it, yet it was still locked. I turned around and saw her again entering between the 6th and 5th shelf. Hey wait, stop. Are you stuck in here too? I asked in a loud voice as I chased her again. I wasn't sure where to look because sometimes her footsteps would sound closer or farther away or as if she's just right behind me. In a second it silenced. Thinking she might be hiding somewhere I scanned the gaps of books in the shelves trying to see if she's there behind them. Searching the next shelf I accidentally bumped a book causing it to fall on my foot. When I tried to reach for it sudden pale hands quickly picked it up stocking it back on the shelf. I stepped back shocked to see it was Helen, the girl I was developing a crush on who sits beside me in class. I was dumbfounded and we stared at each other for a minute. She smiled at me. Chills traced my body. In my mind something tells me this girl is not the real her. This one's quiet and lifeless. I was about to ask how she got here when my eyes were drawn towards sound of the opening door. When I looked back at her she disappeared. I was frightened and creeped high to the skin. I headed towards the door where there I saw a blonde girl wearing glasses and pulling a cart of books. It was your grandma Carrie Alon, 50 years younger, doing her job as an assistant librarian. It was love at first sight and God knows how happy I was to see her, for I was certain I'm already facing a real person. She was startled to see me and asked me a couple of questions while keeping her distance. She even threatened to report me, accusing me of trespassing, but I calmed her telling her it was unintentional. As we spoke my eyes caught a glimpse of the ghost Helen up the second floor going behind the closest shelf. Carrie Elin got angry asking if I was listening. I followed ghost Helen with my gaze until she went out the opposite end, but it wasn't Helen anymore, it was already a ghost Carrie Elin walking towards the following shelf where she vanished completely. I stare back at the real Carrie Elin who's clueless of what I saw. She had an eyebrow raised and she ran through the hallways calling out the security guard. So why would the ghost imitate Helen or Grandma? He explained, nobody died in the library. What I know was because majority of the students believed a ghost exists in the library she came to existence. Saying she's beautiful was an incomplete reference, so when she showed up she copied the person whom I saw beautiful. When I got the crush for Carrie Elin, erasing my thought of Helen, then she copied Carrie Elin.